popping, y'all? This is BMOC, and I'm tuning to BMOC.TV. We've been waiting for this episode for a long time, man. This is the episode where we talk about the best hip-hop projects of this year. So that's albums and mixtapes. R&B was kind of killing it this year. I ain't gonna lie. This was like a battle royal. R&B, Ro James just like drew Joe Budden out the ring, you know what I mean? Like Anderson back, like sneak J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? This is like you know, y'all see the boxing joint last night with Drew?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know everybody's name, but the white dude that hit him, he was R&B. I fell out the ring, man.
B-Hop was definitely J. Cole.
But there was still some fire joints this year we're going to talk about tonight, man, all right?
Yes.
Let's go around the room, man, shout everybody out, man. The greatest co-host doing it. The shoutouts, man. Say what's up to the people, y'all.
What's going on, world? I think this is our last time seeing you for the new year, I believe, you know, so it's been a tremendous year. Thank you for all the support. We'll get into that later, but like you said, it's hip-hop. We got a lot of hip-hop heads that are subscribers and part of the group. So I know they got their pens and pads down, not to take notes, but to critique our list. We ready for it. We gotta get it. Let's go.
Exactly. Yeah, everybody good. Well, our list should be better than that MTV list that came out last week. No shots. I'm just saying. Drew, man. Drew, exactly. There you go. Speaking of Drew, say what's up to the people.
What up? What's good, world? Yeah, I'm excited for this one. There's a lot of good music this year. There's some whack music. There were some things that are disappointing, some things that were surprising. So we're gonna touch on all that. And yeah, Slime Season 3 and Jeffrey may or may not be harmed in this video.
Well, we didn't say the best, so if he gets brought up, I don't know how that's whatever. Yeah, exactly. I live, man. Say those are the people, dog.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, world? Yeah, Jersey. That's it. Let's go. I'm excited. Let's get on.
Well, Talib apparently has some kind of announcement tonight. He's
right. I do.
So are we waiting for that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. They're gonna bring it up later.
Okay, all right.
It's lit.
The post-credit scene, Marvel post-credit scene. Then we got Mr. Superstar. I'm trying to tell you all that. Slizzy, man, say what's up to the people, dog.
Yo, Slizzy in the building, man. Trying to tell you every Tuesday and Thursday, V's Up Radio. Thank you for having me back, bro. It's been an amazing year for BMOC, man. I'm thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm loving the headset. What's up? You getting money now? You got the little the Bobby Brown joint? No matter what y'all people try to say. That's fire. And Chris, last but not least, man, hip hop story and knowledge, man, right here, hip hop knowledge. Him and Drew, it's gonna be like a documentary tonight, all right? Y'all better pay attention, okay?
Oh, for sure, man. Yo, what's going on? Yo, we trying to educate the masses, yo, because people out here miseducating folks. But now I think 2016 solid year, so we're gonna go into some of the good cuts for real.
Okay, all right, cool. So let's go around. This really isn't like a top 5 or top 10. We're gonna just talk, man, about the best projects to come out. We're including mixtapes because some people's mixtapes were like structured like albums, which was hard. So I want to start off from the top, man. I want to start with Schoolboy Q's Blank Face. Yeah. To me, it was one of the most enjoyable projects from beginning to end. I love By Any Means. I really wish that there was a Kendrick verse on it, but whatever. It's still dope. John Muir. That was fire. I love the chord progressions and the production on that. Whatever you like. Which is kind of like electro dance type of thing, but he still rocked it. I really liked it. I think people have been really sleeping on Schoolboy Q. I know Kendrick Lamar is like the star of TDE, rightfully so. But Schoolboy Q, man, if you had to pick like a second guy, kind of, sort of, Schoolboy Q's been doing it, man.
He got nominated for a Grammy, didn't he?
Yeah, in both years. Last year, Oxymoron, and upcoming.
Yeah.
So who likes the Drew? Were you feeling that at Schoolboy Q? What's up? Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad that you started with that one because I mean that's the best album of the year to me. That's the best album of the year. You know, sometimes when a song comes out and it ends up being a single, you get kind of mad because like you loved it first.
Yeah,
that's how I feel about John Muir. I'm like, yo, I first heard that I'm going through and that when like that like in the middle of the verses when like that distorted horn comes in like during the verses though. And it just make you turn your face up like, oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, and then when the hook comes in and it's like it's jazzy, but the whole time Schoolboy's just spitting hard. And it's like also too is I was thinking like it's crazy because John Muir is somebody you learn about a lot in elementary school here in California. So so everything about it was just so West Coast. I just when I'm listening to it, I just got that feeling. It was crazy to me. Like that was to me I'll say my favorite / best rap song of the year to me was John Muir.
Yeah.
Until Black Beatles came out, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But
I love this again. Production was great. One more person because we got a lot of albums to go. One more person wants to speak about Schoolboy Q. What's up?
I got it.
Sure.
As far as Schoolboy Q, like the Eddie Kane album song is crazy. Like that sounded.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yo, that's ridiculous. Yo, like the whole album is crazy. What?
Can I just say one line real quick, Walter? I want all of my J. Cole fans to know he made a better album with features. Who knew?
Oh my!
Don't kick the hornet's nest, man.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Stop it. All right.
Wow. Speaking of such, would you like to talk about the J. Cole For Your Eyes Only?
Me?
Project? Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, man,
Awesome. I think it goes like this, man. J. Cole had a right, you know, in some instance to talk about Kanye West a little bit because he's a fan. I was a fan of J. Cole, you know, from Friday Night Lights. Always been a supporter, one of my favorite folks. So when I can critique him, it's from a perspective not of a hater, of just a fan, just saying I want to see evolution, man. So the album to me was, I understand the space he's in or he's trying to be in, and it wasn't enough music. I couldn't vibe. I need enough tracks where I can get on there and vibe. When Kendrick wanted to talk about something, his last album, it was still very groovy. It was still very funky. It was still have some great production. It was still moving melodic. I didn't get that. J. Cole stripped it down too much. And then when you do that, I expect you to hit me with kind of what Tribe or like Lupe or somebody. Honestly, it bordered on fake deep because he didn't really say nothing that was like, wow. But it was stripped down like he didn't educate you. And he didn't really educate you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it was fake.
And I didn't mean to attack him like that was just what I had for now, but what I just meant was like he stripped it down. He stripped it down to a point where I thought he was gonna say something new or say something kind of revolutionary, and he didn't. It was just kind of the same kind of bars about homies being in jail. And
I can't believe you got me keeping up for him, man.
Yeah, you know what was the weird thing too, because he would be false prophets. And the other one, I think Everybody Dies or something. It's those two tracks as the warmers. We were like, oh, this is kind of dope. And then he didn't have them on the album.
So that was like a head scratcher.
Yeah, the album, people were like, you know, you should like it because it's about like his friend who died. Like him, and then he's speaking to his daughter through him, but it's not him, it's the other guy.
Right.
But it's cool. It was like, okay, I get that. But I don't want to hit, you know, random order and play the album. Like I have to have like a transcript to listen to the album. I don't want that. Like I want to just be able to have the music. The music should be telling the story, not articles from Billboard. Like I want to hear it, you know. So
do y'all feel like it was rushed?
Go ahead, Drew. Go ahead, Drew.
My bad. Oh well, see, and this is the thing is I've always kind of I've never been the biggest J. Cole guy. I thought, you know, his music doesn't do it for me. So when he released the first two songs, Everybody Dies and The False Prophet, I liked the aggression he was coming from, his focus. I like that subject matter. And then also, too, when I'm looking at the track listing, me personally, I've always been a fan of shorter albums. So everything that's building up to the album, I'm like, okay, I might really rock with this Cole album. And then the very first song comes on the To Whom the Bell Tolls or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's singing terribly. The beat sucks, and it's like, what would make me not want to just turn this off right now? Like there was nothing about like your first song, especially with Cole, because he's been gone so long. And when you're gone that long, you gotta let us know that you back. Especially if people keep trying to call you Nas and all that, you gotta come back and be official. And the first thing I get is a terrible karaoke. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And it was now I'm like, okay, I'm about to pull. I'm taking my headphones off. Like, what will make me go forward after this first song? And then the one record, and then he made the one record with the it's supposed to be like a club joint. He was saying like it was kind of what the shoutouts was saying, like he wasn't saying anything new. It was kind of retreaded material, and he was saying something like throw your hood up or some corny like cliche type rap. I'm like, man, I'm officially Cole. Stop bringing him up with Nas.
Please.
He's not the new Nas. They don't even rap alike. Get Cole out of here. Like,
yeah, okay. Well, Chris.
Cole's the new Nas.
Well, I don't know. They need to. I don't know.
They do that. They're
I'm
wrong.
gonna tell you.
Chris.
I got tagged on Twitter on a picture of somebody drew a picture of Nas putting a crown on J. Cole's head. I
saw that today. Actually, I saw that today. And we'll say that later. Chris, what were your thoughts on the J. Cole project, man?
I will give you a little context for it. I was a J. Cole hater for a long time. I used to call his album Boring Center and things like that. I just was not at all. I was afraid to listen to it on road trips because I thought they'd find me in a ditch, just like I fell off the road or something like that. But I like Forest Hills. So I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to this joint. I like the videos where he's on the bus in Queens. I thought that was cool. And listening to it, I really feel like he should have called this album like the epilogue. I really felt like it was something that if he was doing this as sort of like a mixtape, almost in the same vein as like Untitled and Massive with Kendrick, I think it'd be a better received joint. But knowing that this was like a full album, and also the thing that really got me mad was having the two best songs not even be on the album. I will never understand that. He did that last time with the joint he played on Letterman that was so powerful. Such a great, like, Library of Congress kind of record, and he didn't even put it on Forest Hills. So I didn't get that. Yeah. But having said all that, I really like the whole like fold your clothes and all that really like boring, I got direct deposit and I'm settled down kind of music. I like that. That was my thing right now. I just had a baby, so like I felt like he was making music for me, for all of the washed up people out there.
That washed music.
Exactly, man. Yeah, I think that's the problem with Cole. I feel like, again, when I talk about Cole, I think Cole is nice.
Yeah.
I think Cole lyrically is doing it. I mean, him and Kendrick, they're kind of up there. My thing with Cole is like he's a little boring because he's, I can relate to him. I can relate to him. He was, North Carolina, from North Carolina, went to school in North Carolina, moved to New York to live his dreams, I can relate. Born in Virginia, went to school in North Carolina, went to New York to live my dreams. Great. I don't want to hear about me. You know what I'm saying? like Kendrick, and he's exciting. He had to run from school because he didn't want to be a Blood or a Crip. He's a good kid in a mad city. That to me is so much more exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Dre, and he got put on, and he was sleeping, house and homeless. That to me is dope. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it's just not for me. I like Cole, but some of it is a tad bit boring. I'm sorry, my Cole people. He's nice. He's nice, but maybe he's a little bit more A&R.
I never met him.
Yeah, like the Shoutouts point. Yeah, I think I met him actually during the Come Up mixtape. Actually, all this from St. John. Shout out to all of them. By any means, actually used to produce his videos. Young Simba, and I met the cat. I was up here for an intern with Sirius XM. We shake. Good dude. He's not a bad person.
Right.
But I feel like he's a person that would benefit more from A&Ring. And benefit more from features and other producers to pull it out of him. Pause. Because as nice as Kendrick is, you have the Dr. Dre's, you have the Sound Waves, other cats he works with, Terrence Martin, those people who can bring the best out of Kendrick, right? Yeah. Kendrick benefits from collaborations and benefits from it, whether it's production-wise or artists. So J. Cole, I can't give him props if he did it all by himself. If it's a B average, you know what I'm saying? Versus studying, versus getting tutors and studying. Well, I'm being modest. Versus tutors in a study group getting an A+. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta give the person with A+ more props than the B minus C. You know what I mean? So
and it's about spreading yourself so thin because, if you are busy trying to be the nicest MC, plus trying to be a crooner, plus trying to be the best producer, it's about anytime you're putting together a team or an album or anything like that, it's all about the collective minds. Yeah, everybody, you have to know where your strengths aren't and bring in the people who can help make your strengths better. Yeah. Focus on what you do great and you bounce off each other and inspire. Maybe not to the extent that Kanye does it, but you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, before we get to him, let me show a quick show of hands. So for J. Cole's project, the Proof We're Not Haters, who had For Your Eyes Only in their top 10 of the year? Put hands up. So for yes, raise your hand if it was top 10.
Top 10.
That's tough.
Okay, so Chris.
Because I didn't really look at a 10, but I don't know. It could have probably made it.
Off the top. Like if you,
I just know it wasn't 5, yeah. But.
Okay, cool. So Chris, exactly. Chris probably is like a 9 or a 10 for Chris.
Right. It was an 8 seed probably.
If the shot is was 5, it may be somewhere in the mix, not 5, but it may be somewhere in the mix.
Yeah.
Maybe 7, maybe 8.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this. Before I put them in top 10, I would just like pay for Rapsody's like mixtape to just kind of go. Like I would pay for shipping and just make an album to not put it in my top 10 because I ain't with it.
Okay, cool. So let's move along. Kanye West.
Who?
The life.
Feel like Pablo.
Secretary Kanye.
The life of Pablo. Yes, we're discussing Kanye West, his music.
I didn't get it.
So I will say that I think Kanye West would be in the top 10.
Okay.
Of this year.
Yeah.
That's not really saying much because we really didn't have any like heavy, besides Schoolboy Q and a few others, it was really like straight up heavy hitters, like the top of the pile. But there's some records I like. I like No More Parties in LA. I like Real Friends. I like Part 2. I like Ultralight Beam. I like Waves. Waves is fire. People like F My Life Up with The Weeknd. So although the lyrical content's a little iffy,
super iffy.
Right. Everything else was dope. Like the features was dope. Like this, actually, this was the opposite J. Cole. The features shine. This was like, the worst part was Kanye. Everything else was dope.
The worst part was Kanye.
Like
the top 3 songs of the year.
Like Chainz's verse is incredible. Singing was fire. Kendrick's verse was incredible. Ty Dolla $ign was dope. Like everybody else, like dope. So Slizzy, what do you feel about the Life of Pablo project, man?
I mean, you pretty much hit it on the head. I also feel like this was the startup for Chainz's incredible year because we all know Chainz had a dope year. But I was actually kind of rocking with it until Kanye came on. I was like, and then every song reminded me Kanye was on it. I was like, damn. Something else. I would have loved it if it was something else. But I did like the joint that him and Metro Boomin did though.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of the song.
Which one?
Stretch My Hands?
Oh, Father Stretch My Hands, yeah. That production.
That was a hit.
Yeah.
I told the story how I was so iffy about the album, and this is maybe like 2 weeks before I went to London. And when I went to London, I literally was at a club in Camden. This is North UK, and saw them play the album from beginning to end, like the skits. They were rewinding records, like, and them loving it. So they were all saying Equinox. They don't know what Equinox is. They had no idea but they were shouting it at the top of their lungs. So I was like, man, am I missing something?
Right.
Like, so it made me want to like it even more based upon the international, reaction to it or whatever. Slizzy, Talib, what did you think of The Life of Pablo? What's up? Kanye West.
Honestly, I liked it better than Eyez. So,
of course,
absolutely.
But I mean, as far as like Kanye canon albums, I didn't think it really fit. I mean, I still put Late Registration is like the be all end all of Kanye records, but it was like a good 4 or 5 songs that I rock with heavy rotation. But that's about it. To me, like this album felt more like a mix.
Yeah,
honestly.
I saw somebody put on a Facebook today. It was like no more ghostwriting in LA. I was like, that's kind of great.
Oh my god!
I was like, that's kind of low, man. That's kind of low.
Too soon.
But I will say, I think "Real Friends" is probably one of the best songs.
Yeah, it was.
From Kanye in the last few years. I think it was an honest song.
Yeah.
And it probably speaks to what's kind of going on right now with them. Okay. So show of hands. Would you guys put The Life of Pablo in the top 10 of this year?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The highs were so high.
The highs were so high.
Cool. Right, highlights. With The Dream kills it.
It's about trying to find that balance between separating the man from the music.
Yeah.
Which now in the last couple of months has become very difficult. But one thing to me about Kanye is, even back on this, all of the music we loved the most, the early albums, was just built like his, song structure and how the record flows. Like I love on Highlights, how Kelly Price comes in and how the background vocals come in, like the arrangements just be like crazy, like you don't really hear that, and that element with Kanye is always there. And so, like this kind of like Kanye's highs, it's kind of tough because it's maddening a little bit because you know that Kanye that we all fell in love with is still in there somewhere underneath the blonde hair and the Kardashians and you know in the Haitian refugee sweatshirts. That kind of,
come on, man.
Listen, I was only going to talk about the music tonight. All right, I'm going to get off Kanye.
If I say something else about the music, though, I'm tired of Ye making these all-nighter albums, basically. Like, it reminds me of, like, when I was in school and I was like, oh, I should have worked on this paper from last week. That's how he's doing these albums now, and it's heartbreaking. I think it would be a cool project that seems like if you took Cole's vocals and put it on Kanye production.
Hey, you may be onto something, buddy. You may be onto something. Cole may need some of those exciting beats. We
need all the Cole fans, Toby, share this video so he see it. If he'll see it. Or just have him come to your house and play Madden and let him see this. Because you know he's going to be in the hood.
It should be like more features. J. Cole, more features. All right. Okay, let's move on. So we mentioned him. Flizzy mentioned him. Let's talk about Chainz the Rapper here. Okay. Coloring Book, which was like a mixtape, and it turned into an album. I don't know what happened to get it transformed into an album. I guess it was sold. So Chainz the Rapper, he's always been somebody that's kind of been like on the fence about because I love his lyrical skill. I love his energy. I love that positivity. I love the fact that he's in the young crowd who can spit. But yet I haven't found that one song that I'm really like, I love it. Like I like Blessings, and I like, you know, the mixtape. I like what he does. But there's not like a top 3 songs I can say I love. I like them. And I'm hoping that the next one is better than so.
I have one.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be around to give me that. It just isn't there now. Deshaun, let me know what's up.
Well, I was gonna say I know a song that we all love that he has that's Ultralight Beam. But that was it.
That's it.
That was it. Like Kanye, you have one here, but now Chainz the Rapper. The project was, I don't want to say everywhere in a bad way, but it was kind of like everywhere for me. But what I got from the project most is that he feels like he's one album away. He feels like he gets in the studio and makes a 13 to 14 track album, next time, maybe even 12 tracks, and he just kind of hones it in, with whoever's in his circle and just kind of brings it in some. He can make an incredible album. He's right there. I mean, he has all the ability, the musical ear, the creativity. He has everything you need. Now you just have to put it together in one album, even kind of like when, and it's not the same progression, but when Kanye West went from Late Registration to Graduation, like, a shortened kind of album, but man, the highs are really still high, and it's just kind of boom, get you in, get you out.
For sure.
Absolutely. Chris, what do you think about Chainz the Rapper, man, Coloring Book?
Yeah, I mean, I found myself in a position where I was excited for it because off the strength of Ultralight Beam, I was just waiting to hear like 10 songs just like that. And I liked it, and I think a lot of what you said is really on point. Like, he's positive, and you like him so much that you're really pulling for him. So I'm gonna probably get crucified in the comments. I don't really care, but I think he's overrated at this point of it. I think we just like him, and he's a good dude. And he's positive, and he mentioned Jesus on SNL last night. I think that's awesome. But
me too.
Still, he's missing something. It's almost like a soup just with a little more flavor. You know what I mean?
Like this is something. It looks like he's like a hit away. It's something that's not there yet. Like I feel like he's going in the right direction.
For sure.
Yeah. And I'm hoping whatever they call the album has it. Whatever is the albums. I feel like this was kind of like the debut. They kind of marketed it as the mixtape to kind of, if it failed, it just failed.
Yeah,
exactly. But he had mad features on it. Like it was more features than a major album. So
I'm afraid that he's gonna become like the critical darling. That's what I don't want to see happen to him.
Right.
I don't want to see him as like the Pitchfork's favorite rapper. I don't want that to happen.
Too late for that.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I hear what everybody's saying on Chainz, and I agree. Well, is this a case of the features kind of messing it up a little bit for him? Because he had so many features on it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I think there was a couple songs on there that didn't really need the features, but I think he was trying, use the star power that he had from Kanye, from from having that big smash with Kanye. So like, this is the thing of having too many features kind of killed it a little bit.
I don't.
Yeah.
I still think it was dope, but I think it could have been better though.
Well, hold up, that's debatable because he makes a good point. If this is like the biggest, well, he had Surf, but that was kind of like a collaboration album. But if this is like Chainz and Rapper Club, but this is the album that they're pushing the most for him, and he's still a new artist, sometimes having too many features can hurt you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be overshadowed. I feel like the thing with Cole's had 4 or 5 albums or whatever. He can have more features. You know what I mean? This is different. He's established his lane. Chainz, we're still trying to figure out exactly where he's going because it's gospel, but then it's like trap, but then he's from Chicago. So he's kind of like Kanye, he's kind of not. So it's like we're really trying to figure out where he is. And you're right, with too many features, it can get lost in the crowd. Like he's making good records, but his lane isn't really defined yet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To warrant some of the features. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. It's a tough scenario. You know what I'm saying?
For me, my bad, Walt.
I just don't know if it would have been bigger. I don't know if it would have been as big without those features. That's the thing. That's the problem. You know
okay. All right, I see that point. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tricky. Go ahead, Drew.
Yeah, I definitely. I think is a good point. It's kind of like a girl. You think she really, she thinks she bad, but then when she start plucking stuff off, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's gonna get the comments.
Girl getting on my nerves.
Like,
let me see the natural you. Get a little bit of makeup, but don't look like Beyonce Tuesday and look like I don't want to say nobody's name. Just stay consistent.
But for me, it's like, and Shaughnessy knows this, well, but I'm not into the sing-songy thing.
Man.
That throws me, man. I don't like that, man. Like that to me, when I start hearing that, like kind of what I was talking to about like on Cole album, like when you start doing that, you start losing me. Because going even back to like Nelly days and all that, like when you start trying
shout out to the GOAT.
And not saying he's Nelly or nothing like that. I'm not saying that.
Shout to the GOAT.
People like he's not Nelly. I'm not saying he's Nelly, but when you start jaw ruling too much, man, like you lose me. Like me personally, I don't want to hear that.
It's a lot of it. Even with the track with Jay Electronica, we had the gospel joint, and the gospel joint, it was. I love it. It's one of my favorite gospel songs, but it went for like 2 minutes in. And then you hear Jay Electronica spit like 8 bars. It's like, okay,
where are we going? Where are we going with this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, where are we going? Deshaun, where are we going with that?
Well, I caught like a Fresh Prince reference that you had. Was that kind of from like 1992? Because that happened to be a good year. Like the Gina joint. When she wasn't Gina, she was playing somebody else in the bathroom or whatever it was at laundry room. So,
but I would like.
She kept taking off nails and hair and all that. So with Chainz, I hope whatever his debut is, maybe has a couple of features, drum, whoever, but it really should be like 80% him. I want to see what you have going for you. Then maybe the next project you can sprinkle people here and there. You know what I'm saying? Don't just use that as a crutch. Like you should already know me. Wayne knows me. Young Thug knows me. Right. You should know who I am. It shouldn't have to be that. It should just be we like Chainz because he's Chainz the rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, and I'm not into like trying to tell like if you're really good at something, like use all your talents. I'm not against that. But one thing I would like to see is a movement towards in 2017 is people taking pride in being dope MCs. Because I'm not saying everybody has to be lyrical spirit. I'm not saying that. Yeah. But I feel like everybody feels they have to show they can do too much. Yeah. Like there's honor in just being a good singer. There's honor in just being a good rapper. Whatever maybe you don't have to try to
be everything.
Prove you can do it because you're taking away. Yeah. You're trying to do too much and you're not doing it. So then we're not getting the best of what you do.
Right.
Because you're trying to show, and I can do this too. Like, and to me, it's like everything is too blurred now. Like everything is just way too blurred. You listen to Young Thug and all these guys. It's like, what happened to this? I'm a rapper because then it also too it gets stuck out listening to Taxstone. He was on the Taxstone's podcast and the Locks was on there, and Tax was saying like, well, yeah, and Tax was talking about what happens to a rapper like Styles and Jadakiss. Like if you're on the Grammys and the rap albums, stuff like Views and Chance albums get nominated where they singing a whole bunch. What happens to the dudes who's rapping? Like what lane does Schoolboy Q get? You know what I'm saying? What does Ab Soul get?
That's a
because they were making a reference like Chris Brown. Like Chris Brown's a singer, and if he raps on 2 or 3 songs, he'll still be in the R&B category.
Well, you know,
Drake will make an album.
Well, that's why I'm putting all of my hope into Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is technically, in terms of musical, you know, I believe in Jesus. I don't praise Kendrick, but in terms of musically, he is the savior of the lyrical guys who was still young enough to cater to that market, but still rap. Like he sings every now and again, but predominantly his album's gonna be rapping. You know what I'm saying? So, and now if Kendrick's album, he's singing and doing the whole, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I'm gonna be like the whole bitter. I'm in the whole bitter New York hip hop fan. Like, man, I miss Busta Rhymes back in the day. You know what I miss Raekwon. Like these new dudes don't know hip hop. Okay, so let's move along. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so speaking of the older rappers, legends, Tribe Called Quest.
Album of the year.
You know what I'm saying?
Album of the year.
Critical acclaim. I'm a huge Tribe Called Quest fan. I'm such a big Tribe Called Quest fan. I love Amplified. I love Q-Tip. I'm not gonna lie. I love
Q-Tip. I have 2-3 songs on there though.
Q-Tip Amplified. Listen, hold up. If you're feeling like free, like I just got paid Friday, I want to just be in my car and ride for hours. Amplified is your album, okay? People hate on that. That album, that was a free album. That was dope. So Melatonin, This Generation, We the People. What do you guys think? Talib, what do you think of that whole Tribe Called Quest joint, man?
I loved it. I felt like it was a great, you know, inclusion. It was like a final, like a series finale almost. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it was like after like the love moment, it was like okay, whatever. But they came back so strong with this album. It was just dope. Like I think like my favorite song is probably Mobius. Like you got vintage Busta Rhymes. Like he was going crazy. I'm like, he was going crazy, man. I loved it. But, like the intro, you know, like just hearing Fife once again, like for the final time, it was just dope. I loved it. You know?
Yeah, Busta, Consequence. I mean, they really brought back those guys, man. It was phenomenal. Slizzy, what you think of? Yeah, me too. Me too. Slizzy, what you think of that Tribe, man?
Yeah, I personally think is the hip hop project of the year. I like the concept behind what they were doing. Like Tyler said, it was kind of heartbreaking that it was kind of a finale because you know they are so iconic, and of course hearing Fife for the last time was kind of heartbreaking too. I also like some of the stuff that they were talking about is stuff that I wish a lot of rappers would talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because it dealt with a whole lot of issues that's going on now. And also, like they brought Andre 3000 for a verse, and the verse was got dope. So
they used to bring him in to sing 2 words, like some people.
He was actually rapping
and rap. Actually rapping.
I was happy.
He was going.
He didn't hum in the background. You know what I mean?
I was happy, and I was happy
when he was going back and forth with him. It was like super. I'm like he could like it's like he's in. Tribe, like he had back and forth.
Wait a minute, okay, I was feeling that.
The Tribe album for me, like especially like as a basketball coach too, like you see kids these days, like they go in the gym, they're 8 years old, can't really dribble, but they're working on like Steph Curry turnaround, step back 40-foot threes, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they're working on Euro steps, and I'm like, but this kid can't even make a left hand layup, right? And so the Tribe album, it reminds all these artists that kind of Drew was talking about, like, man, like if you work on the craft of dope music, then the concept is what's happening now, right? The craft is how you spit, and then focus all the other energy on making it vibe and making the perfect feature, not just who's close to me or who's hot. Like it was back to the basics. It was learning how to just do a right hand, left hand layup, mid-range jump shot, dribbling. Like that's what it was. And it's album of the year material. They didn't have to go out the way. And that's their sound, so it lets everyone kind of know that's paying attention. Like people that's stressing out over how you get a deal and how do I make waves in this era. Just make dope music and use what you have right now. Like go back to the basics. It was outstanding.
Absolutely. And Chris, what's your thought on the Tribe album, Chris?
I think the album was so genius and so timely. Like everyone was saying about the features. One thing I noticed is that those brothers were so great at just absorbing folks into the group. So Busta felt like he was in Tribe for a minute and he just released 3 Stacks is in the group, and you're just like, man, like, why didn't Outkast and try to do an album together? Like, it's,
exactly.
And loving it so much, but at the same time, you get filled with so much remorse because you know, like, it's for real the last Tribe album.
It
just was overwhelming in that regard. But I think just the musicality of it. I was thinking about the song "Solid Wall of Sound," and the bridge on it is just beautiful. Like, you want to see it in concert, and then you're just like, man, but it's not gonna be the same fight in here. It just breaks your heart, man.
There was only one track that threw me off. I think we all know what that was, and it was that sound effect, and it was like it was like the beat was stuttering. Like I forgot which one it was. I was like, I was gonna switch it, but it kept. I thought my phone was messing up.
Didn't they use that sound on 2 different songs though?
But it was one where it kept like the whole. Ended the whole. So that was the only one like, they could but it still gets like a 98. You know what I mean? Like, like that was only one minor flaw.
One thing I loved about it was one thing that was huge. The Tribe was not going to conform. No. You know, they're not going to start being on trap beats and nothing like that. They still like one thing that Q-Tip, they've always been known for is great production, right? And so one thing I loved was the sprinkles. Like, so I forgot the name of the song. What's the song where they use a little bit of Benita Applebaum sounded and they sprinkled that in there?
I forgot what it was.
Like the love joint, right? I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Like, it was one of the songs towards the end.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's they sprinkled that in there. Like it had like one, and also what the China was saying too, which I agree with, is Tribe's subject matter and their content from their old albums. When you make great music that's not just based on the time you're in, but it's it's a bigger scope. Yeah. What you're talking about will always be relevant.
Exactly.
So when Tribe can come back in 2016 and just make a straight Tribe album because the same issues and some of the subject matter in my state that they were in 1992 is still relevant today. And that's when you know you're a great artist. That's why you can listen to like a Bob Marley record that was made 45 years ago. And the message still matters today because like a lot of rappers now, like a song like Yo Gotti Make a Song, it goes down in the DM. That makes that not like this what I'm saying. Like that song is relevant for right now. But how much relevancy will it have? Can you come back and do it? What if he fell off and then 20 years later they come back and try to make that same song again? It's not going to hold up because it's not relevant to what's going on anymore.
You guys ain't worried about that now, man. Okay, but that's trying to get the back song. All right.
That's why he's whack.
You can't expect Yo Gotti to be
I agree with you saying though. I agree with you saying. Let's move on. Let's move on real quick. Okay, so Common.
Yes.
Black America again. Okay, this is like the year of the return of the Native Tongue Posse. Okay, I'm surprised Common wasn't on the freaking Tribe album. So what do you guys think? Sorry. For the Tribe Called Quest album, who had in their top 10? Raise your hand.
Number 1
of the year.
If your hands down, get off the show.
For number 1.
Okay, I think Talib's screen froze up. Slizzy, you raise your hand, Slizzy? Slizzy had his hand up. Okay, cool. We just want to confirm. All right, Common. Black America again, man. What are your thoughts on that album?
Fake Deep.
Oh man! Wow.
Common is the king of Fake Deep, man. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me, Chris? Are you kidding me?
He's a sleeper at a day.
Yo, king of Fake Deep, man. I listened to that joint once.
I didn't see that coming.
Me either, honestly. I'm shocked and appalled. Okay.
Hey, man, I gotta keep it fresh, man. I gotta keep it honest.
Please, go ahead.
No, but
tell us why.
I'm listening to it, and I get like the whole like empowerment thing. It didn't feel like we're talking about being timeless. We're talking about like folks who want to be like revolutionary. I didn't get that sense of it from Common. It really felt like that whole sense of like packaged, like this is gonna be played on like some like Obama tribute video. It just didn't really feel like something that really gonna like last. Like it didn't feel like long lasting music. As much as he was trying to be deep about stuff, like touching on issues. It felt almost saccharine, and almost felt. I'm gonna go this far. It almost feels disrespectful to the movement I think Common could be a part of. Like I feel like there's a level of realness that Common has in him that he used to show in his music that with this album I just didn't feel it at all. And I was just like, it's almost like the ghost of Common at this point to me. So I wasn't feeling.
So do you think do you think he was kind of like riding the wave of the whole
Black
Lives
Matter?
Yeah, and
like he was always kind of.
Yeah, I just feel like with the whole like, there's a group of not just rappers. I think that's become a part of our consciousness that has sort of like commodified wokeness, and I think Common unfortunately has become a part of that. Rather than his old self before people was talking about woke, he was woke, but now I feel like he's just manufacturing that, and I don't think it works for him now.
I want to say this. One thing I felt that way when I heard Love Star. Love Star was like, you know, you're the black woman, you're the earth, you're the queen.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, there wasn't a more creative way of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a song called "A Day's Women Take Over." It was I get it. It was a little forced, but he did have the Black America title track, which is fire. Which he did have Pyramids, which lyrically is probably one of the best tracks of the year. Yeah, so he did. It was like he was pandering a little bit. You know, the word of 2016 is pandering. He was a little bit. I agree with you.
Right.
But I don't know if he was just fake deep or he was trying to channel something like his old self. Maybe he was trying to channel it. Maybe he felt that way and was trying to get back to his roots. It's kind of hard to determine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one thing I think was
of past material that's great, but I just didn't feel it on this. My fault, Drew.
Yeah, no, go ahead, Drew.
No, you good. This is okay. When you have a career long as Commons, it's hard to find something to continue to talk about. So Common, like you said, was one of the original woke guys. So then, you know, so he has that part. And then he has the career kind of goes weird with the Erykah Badu thing. And he comes back up with it goes back up with Kanye. So he's on that thing. Now him and Kanye are not really working together. So what's the next play that I can stay out there?
Work with Dr. Dre.
You have to find. If you're gonna have
that's next step, yeah.
If you're gonna have a 25 year career, which is very hard to do in hip hop, which is a young man's game, you have to find something to do that. Now, maybe Common feels like, well, since I'm one of the original guys who people look to for this kind of thing, and based on the times going on, plus he just won an Oscar for the same kind of subject matter.
Right.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
staying on this. Like I want an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? For this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm, you know, and you have to find a way. What's he gonna do? You gonna make a record with Young Thug? Nah. Like he has to find something that's gonna keep him relevant. Like
I hope not.
You know,
okay,
cool. Do gap commercials, so you never know.
Okay, cool. So quick show of hands. Who had Common's Black America again, the top 10 of the year? Show of hands.
Top 10. That was probably top 10.
All right,
I didn't make a 10, but I think it might have been there maybe.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go around the room. I'm sure I know mine. The shoutouts. Give me one that you thought was really dope.
1992.
Yes.
The Game. Okay.
Been too long. Man,
Okay.
I think I've been maybe overly critical of the Game for a lot of his career, and it hasn't been from a skill standpoint, right? Because he's kind of from the home team. He's from California, so like Walter was saying, overplaying sometimes some of the gangish mentality kind of can get boring really quickly for me at times. But you know, he continued to grow, and his skills is nice. So I always come back to that. And then, like I said, it was kind of corny in the beginning with the whole G Unit thing. So he was kind of corny, but away from that, the music has been superb. He has a really long career. You know, and it's funny because he's a little bit older. He's kind of been pushed back, but there are some layers to this hip hop stuff. We always talk about Kendrick, you know, Drake and Cole and all that kind of stuff. Like he is, you know, in a really good spot. Let's just say that. But 1992 was dope, a way to kind of craft the concept and something he was comfortable with, and he didn't get out of his zone and try to go make, you know, Minority Report or Beat Share or something. He did what he had to do, and he stuck to the bars, and he did it. You know what I'm saying? So
I hate Beat Share. I hate that song with a bastard.
I hate people did with the
But yo, like Sean said, it was getting a little tiring because I heard most people YG, I guess, in a second. It was watching the games like back to back. It was like Rose Friend, Compton, Blood, Big Homie. It was like the same. It was like the same vocabulary throughout the whole two. Yeah, it was the whole. Yeah, it was a lot. But I will say that I did like Streets of Compton in 1992. I feel like they were like side A, side B.
Right.
But the tracks I love from 1992 were True Colors.
Yeah.
Which ironically talks about the same stuff I just mentioned. The soundtrack and the Juice. And then from Streets of Compton, I love Gang Signs. I actually have a playlist of the top 40 songs of this year. I'm going to say next week. And that's actually good. I love Gang. I love the beat. I love the flow. It's crazy. I love Hit the News. I love Support Compton, the first track. So I feel like both of those albums could have been again the Streets of Compton, like the side A, side B of both. It was pretty much the same subject matter. So what you guys? So what you guys think? Slizzy, what you think about the game projects?
I like 1982 personally. I think that he definitely wanted to go out. I think it's just a great album. I don't think he forced nothing. I think he just went out and just made a dope album. I'm glad he let all the Meek Mill stuff go and didn't try to go at Meek Mill's neck at this album.
Although it was
I'm glad
fine.
I'm glad he just went the full hip hop West Coast mode and make a dope album, and that's what he did. So definitely one of the top of the year.
Yeah.
That Meek disc was hard though.
Oh, it was
though.
Especially when you go in that beans, he does the Philly slang. Like
the whole scheme.
That joint was fire.
He gave him battle bars on that one. He gave him real battle bars.
Philly slang, that was bad. Like he's supposed to give you the game, not smoke it. That joint was fire. I was trying to find it on Spotify for 2 weeks, but it never popped up. So I don't know. I guess I'm out of luck. I don't know. All right, let's move along. Chris, give me an album, man.
Man, Royce's album, Layers, yo.
Thank you, my dude. Thank you, my dude.
Royce's album, just incredible. I'm thinking about that joint, Tabernacle.
Tabernacle.
Starter Coat. I mean, Royce is killing it,
Tabernacle.
Quiet. With the female rapper Sierra.
Yeah.
Killed it.
Yes.
Look, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not heard Royce Layers, check out the song called Quiet. The female rapper Sierra, she is bananas.
She's a monster.
I hope she wrote it, you know. Listen, it's 2016. Now you got that your skills. You got to toss it out there, man. But Tabernacle was dope. The track, well, if those that have heard it, so Tabernacle tells the story of how Royce the 5'9" was trying to get into rapping. And the same day his first show was, his grandmother died. He met Eminem, and his firstborn happened, all on the same day.
A legend.
He kind of walks you through the story.
It's a good story, Shaughnessy.
Yeah, it's a good story, right?
Good story,
I don't know if it's like 100% true or not. What happened on Tuesday? What happened on Thursday?
Right. Okay, it's supposed to be the same hospital. Like they was all in the same hospital.
We're in the same hospital, but his grandma didn't live close to the hospital. Wait,
you know what happened to me with that?
Now you mentioned it, I had to go back to that story. Little shifty, but it's creative. You know what I mean? It's creative. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope album.
It was weird for me. Because I listen to the Breakfast Club every morning on my way to work.
Yeah.
Royce was on the Breakfast Club, and he told the story.
Yeah.
I didn't know Royce's album was coming out. So after I watched the Breakfast Club interview, I went to Apple Music and I put Royce, and that's the first song.
Yeah, the first song. That.
I'm like, well, I just heard this. Exactly. So then by then I was at work, and then I ain't played it.
You should have saved it. You should have saved it for the album. Like buy my album. If you want to hear it, buy my album. All right. Yeah. So Royce was dope. All right. So Drew, give me one.
Man, so hopefully nobody steals my other one. So I'll start this one first.
Okay.
So, and I think to preface real quick, I think mixtapes now should be included as part of the album process because now, like you said, Walter, too, one thing labels might try to say in case the album kind of doesn't do too well, they say, "Oh, it's just a mixtape, like coloring book or whatever."
Yeah.
Right. But like Dave East, all that, his albums. But anyway. 2 Chainz, Daniel's Son, Necklace Don was my favorite listen of the year.
Okay.
Like
all right.
That Schoolboy Q and that I'm gonna talk about later. My favorite list. Just listen. 2 Chainz, man. So me and the Sounds had a conversation about this in the text. So for one thing, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but he has the song, the Big Amount record. Yeah. And Big Amount. So I'm listening to Big Amount. This is like the fourth of this song on the mixtape. And I get to it, and Drake come on. That's my favorite Drake verse of all time. Like I think that's like,
that's big. That's big.
So my friend was talking about. I'm like, well, that's how Drake always rapped. And to me, it was a little different. The reason why, because there were certain things he was saying that sounded like something that was more. You don't always get like that kind of like street element to Drake, like when you like that mind state. One thing he said, he had a line. He said, you let him know the safe code. You only know 6 months though, but you call him his big bro. And that line right there to me was like something like a more like street dude to say. And I thought that was like
Drake OG.
Yeah, that was the thing. But back to Chainz though, like Chainz wordplay is super slept on. Like he really be spitting, and you put it with the bounce, like his production was crazy on there.
Okay.
Yeezy Boost is probably my favorite song on there. Yeezy Boost is crazy. Big Amount is crazy, and it's crazy too because Def Jam just put out a compilation like 2 weeks ago with like 11 songs on there, and they threw Big Amount now. So because Drake's songs usually don't let them hide on mixtapes.
Yeah.
Def Jam put out a record with that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Kilo is crazy. Chirp is like my anthem. Like, listen to Chirp, one of the most creative records I've heard. And if you're a dude that likes to get fresh and you like to do all that, listen to Chirp, man. Like, Chirp will put that juice. You're like, yeah, let's ride out. So, yeah, Chainz, man.
I think you just had almost like a slept-on good year. So I like the mixtape with him and Lil Wayne.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That wasn't bad.
Collard Grove. Yeah,
The only misstep I thought was that Lil Wayne should have released a lot of dough as his single.
Right.
That would have ranked on radio with the right push. That could have been like his first single to the Carter 8 or whatever number they're on. You know what I mean? The Carter 15. Like that would have been a dope record. That was fire. But yes, Chainz has had some great features on the Chance project. Two Chainz really been kind of have a little like low key, Davies, a low key dope. Even on Lloyd's True. You know what I'm saying? He was on the True remix. Like 2 Chainz has been popping up everywhere. So shout to Chainz.
Killing it.
Slizzy, give me an album of the year, man.
All right. I got a sleeper, and this person that I was really rocking with I was rocking once soon as she dropped her. It's a mixtape, but as soon as she dropped it, I immediately fell in love with it. Crown by Rapsody.
I already know. There we go. There we go. No,
that is heat.
Top 5 to me. I think that's top 5.
That joint was crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that joint was crazy.
It's like 4.5 songs, but I love it.
I haven't heard it yet.
But
I thought it was crazy.
Those 4.5 songs has like 2 songs in each one.
Right.
So it's like it's like low key 15 songs out of 5 tracks. The beat, I loved it, man. I loved the joint they do the Bruno Mars flip. Yeah. Oh my gosh, man! Black Wonders are freaking genius, man.
Tina Turner when she flipped the designer joint.
Oh, the designer joint, the Beyonce joint, the Crown joint.
All of
I haven't heard of what does she really rap about? Like I haven't heard about her.
She's like the female version of Common back with like Water for Common. You know what I mean? Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's like the Latifah of 2016.
She's on Rock Nation, right?
Yeah, she was. Yeah. She's with Jamila with Nice Wonder, but they did a partnership with Rock Nation.
Right.
So that's Rock Nation homies out there. That was a great deal. But like Ooh Wee with Anderson .Paak was dope.
The Absol was dope.
2 a.m. with Absol was fire. The Taking Soul again, the Bruno Mars. So Nice Wonder resampled 24 Karat joint.
Yeah.
And made it into a boom bap. That joint is crazy.
That was crazy.
Are you serious?
Oh my god! Then they took a Beyonce skit from Lemonade, chopped it up, and she's rapping about how she was signed with the Rock Nation and like that's my big homies white. Like she was spazzing. She was spazzing on this album.
Spazzing on that thing.
My god!
Matter of fact, I have heard her. She was on Rhythm Roulette. If you guys watch Rhythm Roulette on YouTube, it's a series. She rapped on the okay.
Yeah, she's not one of those artists, but she is phenomenal. Like I said, by Dream Tour, I'm gonna keep saying it in our atmosphere. Lamar as the headliner, Rapsody, Innocent Pack, and the Internet together. They need to do and Keandra as the DJ. They need to make that happen.
That's tough.
Anybody else, they can do it by themselves. That will sell out. I promise you. Internet doing the live music. They already have songs together. Anderson's on Rapsy's project. Rapsy's on Kendrick's project. Kendrick's doing Anderson. The Internet, like they all are together anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it makes perfect.
That works.
All the hippies.
So kind of, sort of. Yeah. So Talib, give me an album of the year, man. What's up?
I got like a dark horse one myself. It's called the Persona Tape by Maxwell Cream. I think that was really hard.
Okay, I've never heard that. But inform us.
Check it out. All right, basically it's like it's trap music, but it has like a lot of lyrical content, and he flows on every song that I've ever heard. So like the whole project was just dope to me. I thought it was a good listen. Check it out.
People, check it out. I got a sleeper too, and I'm sure nobody heard this book.
I got one too.
Maybe so. Okay, so my sleeper is Bishop Lamont's The Reformation. Yeah, for those that don't know, Bishop Lamont was one of Dr. Dre's long-term ghostwriters.
Yeah.
Allegedly. But apparently, when records started being leaked from Dre's Detox, and I guess Bishop may have been feeling himself a little bit. I don't know the politics, but he was kind of let go from the camp. That's kind of been doing his own thing. And we've been waiting for the Reformation for like 10 years. If you hear a lot of the old leaked Detox records, you'll hear him doing reference tracks for that. But this album was phenomenal. It basically starts off with him being in a car, celebrating the album being released, and him actually dying on the first track. And so the whole album is about like life on earth and heaven and it's gospel and it's gangster. But it's like when the people heard Compton from Dr. Dre, what they wanted was this album. With the heavy pianos and the snare kicks and that Dre kind of flow. You could definitely tell there was about 4 or 5 tracks that probably were Detox's tracks.
Who made beats on there?
DJ Khalil did like half the project, which DJ Khalil was actually doing a lot of Dre's production.
Yeah, it was.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. He's credited, so we can say him. But it's a hard album, man. But some guys you ever heard of that's from the West Coast, like Low Key. But I mean, he has Life, Lord of Heaven, Razor Blade, which features Warren G's up there. Are You Ready? It's a true, like, you looking for that heavy West Coast piano, that same snare pop that you get from Dre. And the flow you will exhibit, you'll love this album, I promise you. So he released it independently, which didn't get a lot of push, but it's a really, really great project. I couldn't stop playing it for the last 2 weeks when it released, so it was dope.
I'll check it out.
Who else? Oh, Deshaunus, give us. Oh, so Drew. Well, I get you, Drew. Deshaunus, you again. Give us the album of the year. What's up?
Since we're all doing sleepers, one of the sleeper albums that I kind of dug up, it was actually a mixtape, was by Lecrae.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Church Clothes 3.
Okay.
Man, Church Clothes 3 was phenomenal. He's traditionally known as like a Christian hip hop rapper, even though he kind of consistently says, I'm a Christian. I'm not necessarily a Christian rapper, but man, his flow was phenomenal. The production was good. It matched, it meshed. And, like I said, this is one of them years where we named a lot of albums, but we were still searching. I was digging through the crates looking for a gem. And so I was here, like a couple weeks ago, like, let me pop this in. That Church Clothes 3 was a dope mixtape, man. So
Lecrae gets slept on too, because the whole like the gospel rap thing, people think that leaves corny, but he really is rhyming up there, man. Like
he be rhyming.
He like broken the mold of what that's supposed to be, and made it his own, man. Shout out to Lecrae, man. He's killing it.
I remember Lecrae said he said he like you said, Walter, like he said he's not a Christian rapper, but his Christian faith influences his raps.
Right.
So which is the difference, and you can hear that in the music. So
same thing with No Malice. I mean,
right.
But he didn't drop anything this year, so I don't know why I'm bringing him up. But the project, the Know Ye Him or whatever that joint was, that shit was fire. You know what I mean?
It was.
Same deal. Chris, give us that album, man.
Yeah, well, in the same vein, actually, Lecrae's label mate Trip Lee dropped a joint called The Waiting Room that came out about a couple weeks ago. It has some real good joints on there, man. It's one joint called Still Unashamed with another label mate of theirs. And it's just that whole thing of there's a huge thing in the Christian rap world of like, are you supposed to be called a Christian rapper, a rapper who's Christian? That seems to be like a huge debate. And Lecrae's Can't Reach and 116 have been huge proponents of understanding like, we got to talk to everybody, having your Christian life influence the music, but not just being like, we only making music for church, because that's going to be like a real small number of people, man. But Trip Lee consistently puts out great music, man. So The Waiting Room was fantastic as well.
I was riding to church, reading my Bible.
You know what I'm saying?
Getting ready for revival. You can't
just have the revival turn up. You gotta have some.
I gotta make that trap or whatever. Let me shout out Joe Budden, man. Rage Against the Machine.
Yes.
And featuring production from A-Rap Music.
Somebody said no.
Yeah, listen, Joe Budden was spitting up there. Listen, Joe Budden was spitting up there, man. Uncle Joe, The Flex joint with Tory Lanez, Talib, Tory Lanez. Somehow Tory Lanez just makes it to the conversation. I don't know. Bad's verse on Flex is fire, man. I mean, she made it for me. Oh, that was dope. I Gotta Ask joint. I Gotta Ask, which they flipped the Hard Knock Life's Annie sample, which was fire. Joe Budden's album was fire, man. People sleeping on that, man. Y'all heard that?
Yeah, I did. I didn't like it though. I didn't like it.
I liked it.
Joe Budden's in the list of that spitters for me that like when I just want to go back to like my old night, like him, Lloyd Banks, Jadakiss. When I just want to like throw on something that's gonna have beats and bars, like I'm throwing them on. Joe can't do no wrong by me, man. It don't matter how weird it is. I don't care what kind of. I don't care who he chased down on the street. I throw the music on. Joe got bars for days, man.
Sure. No matter what kind of beard he has, Joe Budden's gonna be excited, man. Now he got the Teddy Riley joint down, man. So I don't know what's going. I don't. But the bar is hot. That's all we want, man. So Joe Budden was fire. Who didn't like it?
Me.
Tell Liv, you didn't like it. You from Jersey.
So
you from New Jersey.
For what? No, but seriously, like honestly, I didn't like the album because I felt like it wasn't other pressure like he was building it to be. He was saying, "Oh, it's not my, hard to love type album. It's something different." When I heard it, I'm like, it's the same thing. It's the same subject matter, same content. So I was like, all right, skip, and that was it.
Oh man, well,
I did love
the fact that him and A-Rap have done stuff together. So
that's true.
Yeah, I do like when producer and an artist that sit down and do like the whole album together. Because at least
I love it.
Whether you love it or hate it, it's a cohesive project. So either you hate the whole project or you like love it.
I mean, the project was definitely cohesive, but it wasn't a different Joe like he was trying to make it seem. Like it wasn't just all lyrical stuff. You know what I mean? So I didn't really feel it that much. If I wanted to hear the album, I would listen to like all the other 4 parts he did, and I was like, it's like Mood
Music 12.
Yeah, it's the same thing, man. I'm like, all right.
Go ahead, Shoutouts.
I was gonna say I know you were getting to Andrew next, so I wanted to say to Andrew, you really playing with fire here, man, because you already know what's on your list, and if somebody else saying you're gonna be hot, we might as well get into it, Drew. Go ahead. You know what's on your list.
Okay, Drew. What? Give me your album of the year, man. What's up?
My album of the year was Schoolboy Q, but one of my favorite albums to listen to along with Schoolboy Q, Chainz, was Sremmurd Life 2.
Thank you.
Man. That girl is a
Mannequin challenge over here, man. He playing with fire.
Gucci. It's man, it's a fun listen, man. I really think Sway Lee is one of the young kings in this game, man. Like I really do. Like that dude, man. Like he's super ill, and it's subtle, man. Like there's certain, it's hard to really be like try to quote him because everybody might not feel the same way about it. Like for instance, on Real Chill. Like I love that hook on Real Chill is just crazy. Like on his verse on the end, he says, "What he say? Hit the store, buy the store, let's not loiter." And like his whole he set up the whole night. Like there's a part before that, and he's saying, "I got dressed, left the house, set the trend," and he's just building up his night, and it's just swag. You listen to it like. This is the hardest shit out. Like
it's how he's saying it, not necessarily the actual miracle stuff that we're looking
like Nelly.
Yeah, but he's just saying let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's not loiter, man. Let's not get the police over here. Let's just get out, get these chicks, and get it in. But Black Beatles is a song that
I love. That song.
The first night that I heard that song, now I came out, listened to it. And I heard that song. Like this song is incredibly special. I think that exaggeration. That's one of the best rap songs or songs I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
Exaggeration.
I have the funniest story. So, actually, Mike Wu became my client this year.
Okay.
So I managed. I was publishing for Cobalt. So when we signed the deal, it was all for the songs that are gonna come out next. And the first song was Black Beatles, Ray Sremmurd. I was like, okay, this is cool or whatever. The next day, after the contract was signed, I'm seeing mannequin challenges of them doing it, and that song was number 70, and it ended up being number 1 off of the straight.
Yeah.
And my CEO was like, "This is incredible. This is These were Swedish. Like, this is amazing that the mannequin challenges from the Instagram, the Snap, the Facebook made that song one of the biggest hits of the year.
And that's but that's
like,
the one thing about
that was their second single, wasn't even the first.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm a little confused. That's the thing with me, it's tough. Like, if you look at my Instagram, like I posted this on my Instagram like back in like August.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's crazy because I feel a little conflicted because the mannequin challenge is going to get a lot of credit for why I got to number one, and it should because it it helped build it up. But that song should have been number one. But that song should have been number one in the front. I hate that it took like a mannequin challenge for people to realize how good of a song it is. So it's kind of disappointing to me.
But listen, but Drew, man, you got to think about it from this perspective. It is so much music out here, and it's so oversaturated that sometimes you need, unfortunately, a gimmick, and that you can't plan that like that. I mean, you can't pay enough people to do a mannequin challenge. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it takes that to kind of cut through. Because without the mannequin challenge, people may not have checked out the album and realized how dope it was because it was such an oversaturated market, especially when it was released. It was like in the summer type of thing. So that song actually helped a lot for people to be like, oh well, let's check out this Ray Sremmurd joint, which ends up being probably the biggest song of their career.
I like certain elements.
Yeah, besides Formation, you know, he did the four bars. Get the formation as a writer, you know what I mean? But it worked.
But I love elements like you're like on the single before that on Look Alive. I love 80s new wave music. I love those like Flock of Seagulls and all those bands from like 82. Exactly. So when I heard Look Alive, I'm like, why is Sway Lee's too young to be knowing that weird stuff, you know what I'm saying? But then he's putting those inflections on his voice.
Makes sense.
And then he took it to another level with Black Beatles. But even that, but like yoga's crazy. Yoga's crazy.
By Chance.
Came a Long Way is crazy. Like that's a dope album. So shout out to Mike Will, Sway Lee.
Yeah.
Slim Jimmy's dope too. He kind of gets underlooked because Sway Lee's kind of like the group, like the start of the duo. But Jimmy holds his own. He brings a whole energy to his verses.
They try to
kills it too. So
they try to break up the group, man. They try to do, they try to do like Quavo from Migos.
Yeah, exactly.
They try to make Sway Lee like go solo, man.
It's just crazy.
It's all set up. Like it's not even the game anymore.
Yeah, but shout out to the whole South from Ear Drummers movement, man. They're killing it right now. So we ran out of time. I want to mention just a few albums really quickly to go through. We can just kind of go around. I want to mention French Montana's Mac and Cheese 4.
Yes.
Honestly, I never thought I would be shouting this out as one of the best projects of the year. It was pushed. Yeah, it was pushed back a lot. It actually became a mixtape. They released like 4 singles from it. Even the joint with Kanye and Nas, they had the one with Drake. The pump it up. Yeah, I ain't the one hit wonder. They know all my stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they ended up pushing it back for sample clearances, and LA Reid wasn't ready yet. So anyway, he released it as a mixtape, and it was actually fire. He has a track produced with Harry Fraud. It was called "Don't Play Yourself," and the beat is crazy. The beat is like it is crazy. I was like, Jesus, this is free. This is on that. If I was Harry Fraud, I would be upset that this is on a mixtape. Like that, like the beat is crazy. So I know French Montana isn't Lyrical Miracle. You know me, I love the Lyrical guys.
For sure.
He isn't that. It's like it's basically like a song full of hooks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's not bad. Speaking of Lyrical, shout out to King Crooked. He had a project that came out. This year.
He did. I forgot about.
What is it? What was he was with the producer? Static Selector, right?
Oh, he didn't even do Static.
What was it? What was the name?
I didn't know that,
man. It was fire. It was a joint. King Crooked.
I think you ended up telling me about it. Yeah.
Yeah, King Crooked. Let me forget. God versus Evil.
Yeah.
With Static Selector. Yeah, and it was dope. He had like Eminem. Well, Eminem like said words on it. Wasn't a feature. I hate when it's like feature Eminem.
Say it don't count.
It's like feature Eminem. It's a skit of him talking to his mom from 8 Mile. I'm like, this is Eminem. Yeah, like the Tech Nine is up. That was a dope project. Shout out to of course, shout out to 2088. Now, we had the best R&B albums episode last week, and even I was talking with Donita, I didn't know exactly where to put this project because 2088 is Big Sean and Janae Aiko, or what's her name? Aiko. I'm never going to say this woman's name, but I'm going to meet her and not know what her name is. I'm going to be like, hey, you, what's going on?
What's up,
but I feel like Big Sean took the lead in most of it. And so he was rapping on each track. He took the lead. So I felt like it was more like a rap R&B-ish album versus it being an R&B rap album. You know what I'm saying?
And there's another. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but I love Push It. I love On the Way. I love Talk Show. It was dope. What is that?
There's another album before we run through that I want to give like a special attention to, and that's The Locks. If you don't mind.
I don't mind at all. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's a little later in the year, so I want to, kind of give everybody time to go around. I'm still working my way through it. I've been through it once, but I like to, go through an album 2 or 3 times. But, it starts off classic, Locks, bars and beats and chemistry. But, I kind of like how they addressed some stuff right off the back. They did a little interview and it was raunchy, but they kind of made sure early on in the CD they didn't get too far left and not addressing some of the rumors and some of their career paths. So I like it. It's a Locked album. It was a solid project for sure.
What else you want to know? What else you want to know? Oh, the album is called Filthy America. It's beautiful. Omen was dope. Don't You Cry, Savior. The joint with Mob D.
What's the Primo joint?
The Agreement. It was some fire stuff. It just came out it actually came out a couple days ago. But they really did their thing up there, man. I'm loving to hear them back. We're Rock Nation now. They did a partnership as well. So we'll hopefully hear new music from them by next year, man. But this incredible project.
I got a question for everybody.
Sure, go ahead, Drew.
Real quick. If I got 2 in my head, what releases this year were underwhelming?
Oh, I got
underwhelming. Who has one?
Oh God.
Go ahead, fella.
It's Tory Lanez, of course.
Who?
Tory Lanez, your boy.
Oh my God, this is rap, man. This is a rap episode, man.
He's rapping, though, right?
You can't rap anymore. Everybody
man.
It's too blended.
Hey, wait. What, oh, my fault. Along those lines, we didn't even mention Views. Is that because it's Views? Because that has to be in there, right? Views is 2016. It's the hip hop album, and we're not even mentioning it, so that has to be under
number 1 rapper.
It just wasn't my view tonight. It wasn't my. You know what? Okay. Let me get my point of view. Let me get my point of view on Views.
We have a responsibility to talk about Views, Walter.
Okay. Because this is the thing. This is the problem. The problem is the records I like the most were the singing ones. I Controller. The one dance joint. I don't know, man. Because I can't diss Drake. I can't give him too many props. I can't act like I didn't listen to the album. I can't act like I love it. I'm just confused. Okay, I'm Young Buck. I'm confused.
We've had 2 shows discussing all the albums of the year, and we left it off show 1 to show 2. I'm saying if it didn't make either one, we got to do something about that.
I don't know, man.
It's not over.
Know.
It's under.
I thought that was the main
hella weak.
Although like Control
hella weak. That's why
One Dance and Summer Songs, he should have put the album out now. I think it's more of a winter album.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I feel like? I feel like it's like my day off, and it's like 1 o'clock. I don't know if I want breakfast or lunch. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel about Views. I don't know what. I don't know. Is it brunch? I don't know how I feel about it, man. I didn't think it was a bad album. I wasn't in love with it, but I didn't hate it. It just was. It
sounds like Underwhelming.
It just happened.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just something that happened that was the biggest album of the year. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Something that happened.
Yeah. It was like the biggest. It was like the Big Bang. It was like it's amazing. It was amazing, but like okay, you know what I mean? Like, it happened.
What about Khaled's album?
Major
This is
Key.
the best album in a minute.
Yeah,
this is the best album in a minute.
Okay.
The first 5 songs were hard, but that's
I agree with you.
It's the best album in a minute.
Like, that album got some heat. Yeah.
On this album.
hold up, guys. We got I Got the Keys with Jay-Z.
Right.
We have Holy T with Kendrick
Holy
and Big Sean.
We
Nas
got
was
Nas.
Nas album done.
Right.
With Nas, of course.
Play yourself.
For free with Drake again.
Don't play yourself with Jada and Jada and Busta.
Fab.
Of course,
Fat
Jada, Fat Joe, Fab, Busta.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
You mind with Chris Brown
Yeah,
and Nicki and all them?
Yeah.
So he has some bangers on that album.
Yes, he.
I mean,
The back album was really strong. Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying like the first like third of the album was great, and then it just trailed off at the end. So I just
Yeah, they don't want us. They don't want us for him to be stopped. It's okay. It's okay.
And hold on. And J. Cole did what he should have done for Your Eyes Only.
I can't call it, man. I can't call it.
It was hard.
It came from
What he did on Cal's album is what he should have done For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah, that song actually is probably one of the better songs he made. You're right.
Yeah. That song is so hard.
See, all his best songs are on his albums. The David Letterman joint.
But hold up.
Right.
Hold up.
What are you doing,
Hold up. That brings me back to my point. DJ Khaled A&R this album though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's some artists who don't need it, and there's some artists that do need it. You know what I'm saying? That shows you the difference between somebody who put something kind of together.
Shouts to Lenny S too. Wasn't Lenny doing that too?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like you, trust me.
Legend.
Absol.
Very dope. Very dope.
You put that will not really, pop. The album title's kind of whatever. But
the best camp in the game.
Yeah, beat the case. Huey Knew Then. It's just dope project.
The most underwhelming album of the year, to me.
You think so?
No, not that. That was dope.
Oh, okay. Give us an underwhelming one, Drew.
And I'm ASAP Mob.
Yeah, that was kind of like.
I was like, they've been teasing with singles for like the last 3 years, like the Hella Holes and all these records, the Trillmatic, dope records. I'm like, put the album out. Trillmatic, they had the what's the joint with 12E? Get Away, whatever it's called.
Get Away.
With 12E.
Get Away.
Escape. It's called Escape.
Something like that. Escape.
Wait, hold up.
Rivers.
Hold on, we have a dispute in the chat. So someone said we should have. I think it was Tyra. We should have mentioned views first. Why? like we know. Okay, Drake at this point is kind of like, I don't want to say he's bigger than hip hop, but we kind of know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Views was a bad. I don't think Views was a bad project. There's some background in the back. Who got the background?
Who that? Slizzy, is that you?
I think it's Slizzy. Hold up. Slizzy watching Star Wars. He watched that bootleg Rogue One.
My bad.
Rogue 2. But no, like Drake could have released the album with garbage disposal sounds and it would have been 300.
They would have went crazy.
I mean, I don't think Views is bad. Do not get me wrong. We're just talking like tonight is more about what our favorite album that we thought were best this year. Not necessarily what was the hottest. I think you mentioned hot and the best is two entirely different things.
Two different things.
Like 21 Savage is hot.
Right.
Little Uzi is
that
hot.
album was so trash.
But we're talking about who we thought were the best. Right. And I don't think the best sometimes is who's the hottest. You know what I'm saying? You have that middle ground. Like Chainz is kind of like the middle ground of he's hot and he's kind of one of the best kind of doing it in his class.
Right.
But it's kind of few far in between. So let's see. What else did we forget? Any ones on the list?
Davies.
Davies was
one of
fire.
One of my favorites of the year.
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
I'm a big Davies fan.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Davies album was underwhelming. Davies album was underwhelming.
It was.
Y'all ain't like the Cam joint?
It was, man.
Wait, Drew, you like the Cam joint, the SDE joint?
No, I hate that song was weak. Cam verse was weak.
As usual.
The song.
Man. You don't want your computers to stop computing, man.
Right. Goody goo goo.
Come on now.
Cam did have a dope show the other night. I went to Cam's show and it was dope. Like he did all the classic. I love Cam. but I didn't like the HDE. I didn't like that. Fab, like for instance, like the song with him and Fab. That's, if you know me, that's Drew music. Fab Davies, let's do it. Pause. And I'm like, that. I heard that I'm like, they got like some auto-tune going on. I'm like, man, what the hell is this? Like, you know, it was very underwhelming. I one thing with Davies doesn't have that one record yet.
Yeah,
and this is maybe where Def Jam needs to, between Nas being his artist,
Mass Appeal,
being on Def Jam, they need to start writing some blank checks and call Just Blaze. They need to call Jalil Beats. They need to all these guys and put some heat.
No ID
under Davies. No ID.
Yeah.
Even A-Rap music will be cool on something. Like, you need to like open this up. And if you're going, because Dave East is, his whole thing right now is being the spitter. He has that classic New York sound. He's signed to arguably the greatest rapper of all time. You got to put that music under him, like, and he doesn't have to hit records yet. He's buzzing.
Remember that beat I said one? That play yourself joint, that he could have had that. That would have been a smash.
Oh
That would have been Keith French on the hook and have him spit the verses. That would have been a smash.
Like, it was like this. It started off so strong too, because it was written. The first song comes on. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then like it gets to around like Don Pablo towards the middle of the album before I was like, man, like. But I'm still a big fan of Eyez. I think the Hate Me Now mixtape was 10 times better though.
I want to mention something too that was slept on too. It was King Kong and Godzilla, Mano and Uncle Murder.
Yes,
that's my favorite.
You shot every day, yo.
Oh my! That was my favorite. Like I'm a closet Uncle Murder fan.
Uncle Murder's great.
Uncle Murder. Listen, Uncle Murder is like that old school G Unit. He just says, he was braided. He wasn't bad. Like,
Mano was straight on this joint.
Together, there's so many joints. The World Star, the Police Speed Up. Ask me who did it. I say D's nuts. I say who shot me. He asked me again. I got him again. Like, Uncle Murder is so like not friendly.
Can you talk about Uncle Murder's ad-libs though?
His Uncle Murder's
ad-libs are so
Jameis Winston.
Uncle Murder's ad-lib. Who has the best ad-lib? Is Busta.
Shout out to see that.
Uncle Murder, Jim Jones. Like the ad-lib.
Jim Jones for sure.
Murder's ad-libs are ridiculous. It'd be too crazy.
I got him.
Hold up. F your chick. Shooters on deck. A favor for a favor. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
They have a song called "Favor for a Favor."
Yeah,
that's a title. You got to be careful with that.
No, he's like, I murder who you want murdered. I shoot who you want shot.
That's Nas and Scarface.
Yeah, but they killed it, man. King God versus Godzilla.
That's scary.
But here it is a fire project.
It
is so New York ignorant. Like if you in an ignorant start mood, it'll put you there. You plug in the middle of Brooklyn, listen to that. You know what I mean?
Did anybody rock with the De La Soul?
Of course. What do you mean? Of course. To be fair to mention, of course.
De La was dope.
You like the joint Greyhounds with Usher? That joint was fire.
Yeah, no, it was. I skimmed through it, and that, of course, that was one of the tracks I stopped on just for good measure. But it was heat.
At first, I was like Usher and Daylight. If they was trying to be commercial a little bit, but it fit.
It fit though.
You don't have to call choreography in that room.
It was a reach, man. It was a reach.
Which have been Innocent Pack in De La Soul? Would that have been better?
Something like that, man. That's their lane. The natural juices selection. That's what I need.
I feel like Innocent Pat is like a super duper safe singer. Like his voice is like a pain and struggle.
Oh my god!
But he can still make a commercial. So Innocent Pat are just safe. You're good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Usher's too smooth.
Nah, too smooth. We need Anderson back or Anthony Hamilton, somebody who really got their sweet potatoes coming out the ground when you sing, you know.
Well, here's the pig. I think it's the big Anderson. Memory of Us with the Stella Pete Rock. That's probably one of my favorites as well.
Yeah.
They nominated for a Grammy too. They killed the number one album. Number one album on the rap charts. But it proves that you need the machine. You know what I'm saying? To be number one. So that's what.
What do you think about Pete Rock and Smoke Business Joint? Don't smoke crack.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
That was
dope. Yeah, Pete Rock, Smoke Business, Don't Smoke Crack. Yeah, that was a great mix of the old school and new school. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
I got an underwhelming one.
Oh, go ahead, give me Slizzy. Go ahead.
I got an underwhelming one. Everybody looking Gucci. That thing was terrible.
He just came home. He just came home. Relax.
He wasn't doing nothing else but right. He should have had some heat. What you mean?
October was better than everybody looking, bro. I'm telling you.
No, East Atlanta Santa could do no wrong, man. Cut it out.
I haven't heard that tape yet. I gotta listen to that tape. Everybody looking was terrible, yo.
But hold up, I heard the Gucci Man interview with Breakfast Club. He violated Yee, by the way. But
that was crazy.
If it's true, that's kind of tacky, you know, good radio. But I will say that he said in the interview, he was like, he came home, he wanted to be more lyrical. He focused more on the rhymes than before. So technically, this should have been his most lyrical miracle project. You know what I'm saying? Probably was talking.
Well, the thing is,
I was gonna say that's kind of like when Soulja Boy said he could rhyme like Lupe if he asked if he wanted to. I can do that. That's
what I'm saying. That's like saying like, yo, like,
stop it.
If I want to, I can play above the rim like Russell Westbrook, but you're not about to be like Russell Westbrook. You can say whatever you want.
Remember when Meek was on the radio? He was trying to throw some shots at Kendrick. He was like, he's like, everybody rapping with big words. I can like go get a dictionary.
Meek album was
right. I'm like, Meek, it's not just the dictionary, okay? You know, you're gonna find content in the dictionary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, Meek. You're gonna find storytelling in the library. You know what I mean?
I didn't expect anything from Meek's album. I never really expected nothing from Meek. Period.
Right.
But that was weak. And what was that? Like, this is the thing. This was annoying. So, and I get what he was trying to do because Meek is a fan of Jay and the old school of Nas and them like his old heads. Like, what's the song where he told the story? Little Dope Boy. What's it called? The story song. Tony Story.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm like, man, it's not as easy as Ghostface makes it look, bro. Just
but you know that Meek album was fire. You know what song was fire? The Liddy joint with Tory Lanez.
Liddy was dope.
That joint is fire.
Liddy was dope.
Now, no bias, Talib. You have to admit, Liddy was probably one of the best songs of the album. Come on. You have to admit that.
Hey, Tory Lanez was rapping better than Meek on that joint.
Thank you. He
was spazzing on that joint. I can't.
You can't fake it, man. He was spazzing.
He was spazzing. Tory Lanez is dope.
Listen, Tory Lanez rapped about his hairline. I turned it off.
Oh my God.
I was good after that.
No, hold on. He said, I be feeling them. Because they be making, people making M's. They making memes. I'm making millions. That was a fire rebuttal. Like, what do you mean? That was a hologram rebuttal, okay?
Yeah, it was. So what? Okay.
Meek is disrespectful for rapping over the Get 'Em Girl sample.
Yeah, true.
Oh my God.
No, but I mean, like, you know, like.
Hold up. Speaking of underwhelming album, the Issue Tristan Drew. Now, everybody knows I'm a big Jeezy fan.
For sure.
Big Jeezy fan. But the Trap or Die one, I wasn't in love with it. I did like Recipe.
I got bored.
I did like Recipe with him and Mike Will. That was dope.
I'm
not just saying that. But I mean, for the most part, it wasn't what I was looking for from Jeezy.
You know what the thing with Jeezy, man? Like with Jeezy at this point of his career, I can always still respect Jeezy for what I used to like from him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Inspiration is still my favorite Jeezy album, the second joint. But I can appreciate that. But Jeezy, after like 12 years of that, 10 years of that, it don't really hold up, man. Like he tried to change it up a little bit with the Church of the Streets. But Jeezy
slept on that album though. They slept on the album.
Jeezy's content is so not. He don't really have a lot of room to spread his wings as far as what he can do lyrically or concept wise, and not a knock to him. But I mean, that gets dry, man. So it is hard for it to have legs, really.
He was missing like some of the trademark ad libs. He wasn't really putting them in there that much. It was like he was trying to make him like authentic Jeezy, but he was leaving out some of the things that we loved from him.
Yeah, he was missing a few things.
Yeah, and even said in the Breakfast Club, he felt like the last album was too much like Church in the Streets. It was
So
kind of
work
so he was kind of saying it that he was really felt like in a box. He was kind of saying that if you strip down kind of the flaws and gloss of how he said it. He was basically saying that he felt the fans put him in a box, so he had to deliver on that level. So I kind of feel bad that this was actually, So
exactly, it's kind of tough because and there is respectability about that because so many times artists like Kanye acknowledged people want the old Kanye. He made a song called the old Kanye.
Right, exactly.
Obviously, he doesn't give it to us really. But Jeezy listened to people because Jeezy's always been about the streets, and it's something to commend that he really did take a chance. Like, let me listen to the fans because this is what they want. So I'm sure the people who are diehard Jeezy fans really love the album because they give them that Jeezy that they want. But as your ear grows and you get older, certain things just don't hold up the same as it does when you were 22. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, well, even me, like I don't even need the old Kanye. We want the middle Kanye.
Yeah.
Like, we get the graduation, my dark, beautiful fantasy.
Give me the dark fantasy.
Like that's like the in-between.
I don't even call Kanye.
That's the in-between Kanye. Oh, before we leave out, shout out to the fabulous Summertime Shootout too.
Yes.
The Faith in Me feature Wale was kind of dope. They remixed the Faith joint.
Shanti joint was dope.
Shanti joint was fire. Team Liddy was dope. He had a few joints up there that was cool.
See, the thing with Fab even said it like that really wasn't for guys like that. And I listened to
what you gotta say, Drew? We're not supposed to like it?
No. Listen, no. This is what I'm saying. No. This is the thing. I listened to it. Got like Fab. But I listened to it, I was like, I don't know about this. And then I heard an interview later, like a couple weeks later, he was saying, well, and this is why maybe we'll birth the Freddie versus Jason, because that's what's supposed to be crazy.
Yeah,
him and
Jada. Yeah.
I need that.
I need that.
But
me too.
I was like, it was like kind of like you ride with your, and I get the vibe of it, like you ride with your girl and y'all vibing, and it's kind of, but just myself, I was like, I don't know if I want to hear this.
Drew, I think that was a rebuttal. Based upon the critical feedback. That's why I was 2 weeks late.
Yeah.
That's why I was 2 weeks late. Oh, you didn't like it? Well, it was for your girlfriend. It was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, if I didn't like it, she probably didn't like it either. All right. So let's wrap this up. I feel like I'm out of albums. Just give some quick shout outs to any albums you may have missed.
Did anybody listen to E40's new album? It was 44 tracks of heat.
I didn't.
I'm just messing with you. Please don't, because I didn't listen to it. If you got 44 tracks, 40, you my dude. You'd have been coming with 44 tracks in like your 30th year, and now it's popping.
I don't want to hear 40 songs of nobody.
Yeah, maybe it was just 40. Maybe it was just E40 with 40 tracks. Maybe that would have minus 4. I don't know.
I do want to shout out us a little bit late, but I was talking to Drew and Trevor the other day. I want to shout out the homeboy Dre Scuffs, man. Chill Pill 2.
Drake Scuffs,
so Drake Scuffs in the group. We went to Smith with us, man. So all you guys in the group and all our viewers, check out Chill Pill 2. We got a lot of videos and music roaming around. Check out Scuffs.
Yeah, Drake Scuffs is fire, man. Shout out to him. I went to a show earlier this year, actually in Times Square. Drake Scuffs killing him. Shout out to Drake Scuffs, and Andre Gibson in the group, aka Drake Scuffs. Shout out to him. So the shots. Any more albums besides the 40?
That was it.
Okay. Chris, any albums you want to quickly shout out?
Man, I'm gonna still shout out YG's Still Brazy joint, man. I really like that. I felt like I was the only one in the world who liked that joint, but I
like it too. All
right, thank you, man.
That was this year?
Yeah, that was this year. People said it sounded like too canned and cliche, like that, like almost like a manufactured West Coast sound. But I thought he was
Rosecrans, Compton. Yeah.
Bro, you know what's funny? The Why You Always Hating. This is how I told it. It's a running joke in my house. I make fun of that song every day. To me, that's the most cliche rap song I've ever heard. It sounds like the rap song that would be like in a movie when they try to make a nerdy white guy hit.
Right.
So then he'll be walking.
Like,
So like, he'll be
Malibu's
walking in
I
slow
can't
motion.
disagree though.
He'll have like a big
I can't
money
disagree,
sign
though.
chain.
Exactly.
You're like, what do you always say? No, always say. Like, it's the corniest record I've
Next
seen.
year, on every
Malibu's wanted.
episode, I'm rocking a money sign
Alright.
chain next year on every episode for that now. Drew, what the
Wait,
I
hold up. Was it the Twist Your Fingers joint on that?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that record is hard. Now,
Thank
that's cliche too. Yo, twist your fingers, gang sign. But yo, I
It's
tried.
super corny.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying like I did the dance in my house privately in my own room. You know what I'm saying? I would never ever do that. You know what I'm saying? But that record, you know, almost makes you want to think about doing that. You know, I never did it, never done it. Shout out to everybody out there. But I wasn't proud. But that record is hard, man. The Twist Your Fingers joint is hard. You know what I mean? So shout. Any more, Chris?
Oh no, I think I exhausted my list for the joints that I like. No, I just forgot. Like I wrote down like 11 albums and we went through all of them. So I was like, I'm good.
Word.
Okay, cool. Okay, Slizzy, any more we need to shout out, man, real quick?
I got one that was one of my personal favorites for the year.
Okay.
And Talib probably might like this. 2 a.m. Sue Surf.
Oh yeah. But was that the album?
It was a tape.
Yeah, take.
Yeah. What's the joint?
That's
That's
what the shirt all was on.
with ARF? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That thing was
Yeah,
crazy.
Those Sue Surf is one of the big battle rappers from URL.
Yeah.
URL Smack, but he released a mixtape this year. A lot of those guys do music too, but Sue Surf is nice, man.
He's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a funk flex freestyle. If you want to hear him on
That
the
was
beat.
ridiculous.
Check out the Hot 97 YouTube channel. He spit some bars up there. Yeah, he's a song called "Set It Off" with AR Drake
That
makes,
was crazy.
Drake. I'm in the whip playing AR
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But they used to set it off the day after day. They use that sample and they rap over it. But it's crazy. It's crazy too. Yeah.
It's hard.
Out to Jersey. Out to Jersey. Any more?
Nah, we good.
The last thing before you wrap up, Walter.
Sure.
Are we getting the Nas and Jay next year?
Well, I thought from word on the street, I could have sworn we're gonna get a Nas one in December. But it's December and it's like
Not here.
Like unless something's dropping magic.
14 days.
Listen, unless something's dropping magically next Friday, I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Driving on Christmas.
I think Jay and Nas is gonna be next year, man. I don't know. Probably for the summer.
Driving on Christmas, man. Watch. It's gonna drop on Christmas.
I
That's
can't call it. I thought it was gonna come like Thanksgiving-ish. I don't know.
Yeah.
December. It's kind of cold outside. I don't know. Cool. Talib. Any records?
Yeah, I got two. One is Elzai Lead Poison. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and Jay Dilla album, the Diary, that finally came out. Both of those.
What did you say? What was the last one?
Jay Dillon.
Jay Dilla.
Oh, the Dilla was fire. Yeah. The Elzai one I've downloaded because of Surge out in Romania. I gave no Romania bars this week. But he kept promoting it, putting me on. So I haven't heard the whole thing yet, but I heard the first two was dope. So I'm gonna hopefully check all of them out by the end of next week, man. Yeah, I need some. It's just been so much music to come out back to back. It's hard to get something a full two listens. You know,
Right.
you gotta make a quick decision like the first spin. You know what I mean?
Oh, I forgot one.
Sure.
Skyzoo's album, The Easy Truth with Apollo Brown.
Yeah, Chad was bigging that up in the group actually. Guys, it was all right to me. It
wasn't bad. I just forgot to mention it.
Yeah, it was like, oh, what is your announcement? Talib, what's your announcement?
I know, right?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Your announcement.
Yeah, here we go. I finally made my website. It's rapnerdleave.com. So,
Okay.
Hey.
Make some noise.
Calm down.
Let me ask.
I'm probably gonna bless.
Who'd you use? GoDaddy, Wix, Squarespace?
Oh, I went to WordPress.
WordPress, okay. Classic but true. So make sure you put it in the YouTube comments.
No doubt.
People at home keep clicking, man. But shout out to you, man. That's good work, man. Love it.
Sure.
Drew, man, last albums. What's up? Any more?
No, everything else was trash.
Drew is always honest, man. I love it.
That's so serious though.
One thing. I wanted to be really dope, and it wasn't. I was waiting for it, and it was years overdue. and it was kind of underwhelming though, was Havoc and Alchemist.
Okay.
And I was like, man, like, cause they did a record called The Illest, like in 2007 or something. Like, song was crazy. Like, nothing happened for me. They finally dropped the album this year, and I was like, because Prodigy and Al did a couple joints, but the Albert Einstein joint they did was crazy. I love Albert Einstein. That was a great album. To me, but the Havoc and Alchemist, I was like, damn, I wish that was better. But I did a lot of, I listened to everything. One thing that I like about the streaming, the way streaming is now, instead of like the old CD thing, is it's inconsequential to just play something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So something, like for instance, like so artists like 21 Savage, who is not my thing at all. I get a chance. Let me see what this kid's about.
Right, exactly.
I don't have to go spend $15 to realize he sucks. Now I know he sucks automatically.
You got no political connects.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like, half the stuff I can't even like hit at, man. I can't just say it all.
Yeah, man. No, this is all my own thoughts. Bricks is king. Holla at me on Twitter. But but seriously, though, man, like it gives you opportunity to, for good and bad.
A low commitment to what's going on.
Yeah, so I could easily quickly go search and get you out of my life. You know what I'm saying? So,
speaking of streaming, shout out to Mick Jenkins. I know he had a project that came out this year. Mickey Facts actually had the achievement. Circa 82, which was dope. He had some joints with Fonte. He had Mac Wiles, Currency, Styles P. It's a pretty dope project. Yes, Mickey Facts is fire. He's phenomenal, really creative, kind of artistic cat. Reminds me a little bit of if you kind of blended up the ingredients of like Q-Tip and like a Joe Budden. I feel like you would get Mickey Facts. You know what I'm saying? He's
an OG blog rapper. When hip hop blogs was popping, Mickey Facts was always on there.
Exactly. He was like the all hip hop SOHH.com type of guys. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I got a question for the group real quick.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What did y'all think of Travis Scott?
Oh, it was dope. It was dope. I like
it. It was cool.
Yeah, Birds and Trash singing at night. Yeah, I love it.
You know what it is? I feel like this. And I'm not a big the machine pushing someone, but if you ever made a case for someone, I feel like Travis Scott, something is just missing for me personally. Because maybe it's because that Kanye's used that style from him before he could use it.
Right.
Right.
And I feel like maybe what I'm hearing from him is kind of like, I don't know. It's just something. He's not bad. I'm just not getting what's so super unique, because I see he has a great fan base. A lot of people in the industry are drawn to his material. Me personally, I just haven't found that record where I can connect with him yet. From both albums, from the Rodeo one or this one, I'm kind of like indifferent. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I listen to the Rodeo. I'll listen to this one, what's it called? Whatever, the Birds, whatever. Yeah, and I'm listening to it, and in perfect contrast, right?
Yeah.
So we were listening to Tribe's album. And when Busta came on, when Andre came on, when even Consequence was not as famous to come on, we know who they are, right?
Yeah.
When you listen to guys like Travis Scott, when they'll do a song where like you'll hear a Quavo, you'll hear a Young Thug, and all these people, like you can't even tell who's who most of the time. Like
he blends in, yeah.
It all just sounds like a bunch of noise. Like, and I don't want to sound like the old head because I'm not, but. I just be like, man, like I don't even know what's what. Like, who's who made this beat? It could have been 19 different producers could have made this.
Yeah,
it's so muddled. You know what I'm saying? Because they all have the same kind of flaw. Like YFN, Lucci, and all these guys. Like
he's like a Gordon Gartrell. Was that a Gordon Gartrell joint from the Cosby Show?
From Cosby Show with the little patches everywhere.
That's Travis Scott to me. It's like he's just like a gumbo of stuff. And it's kind of it's not the best gumbo I've had. It's not the worst gumbo. It's just I don't know yet. And I feel
it's
like
that progressive soup gumbo that you get in the soup.
But his core fan base,
they love him.
Yeah, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe some things are just not for me. You know what I'm saying? He's not. I don't think it's trash. But like Drew said, if it just came on the radio, I wouldn't know who was who. I don't know if he's Kodak,
Exactly.
Kodak Blue,
Exactly.
Little Boat, little Jacuzzi. I don't know.
Little Jacuzzi.
Like, no
23 Savage.
Like 30.
That's real, man.
37 Savage. I don't know. I don't know. Like, and I'm not dissing those guys.
Maybe like a 17-year-old kid could tell us, oh, that's.
They know.
I don't know. But I don't talk to 17-year-old people, so I don't know.
But the funny thing about Travis Scott, he's not even that young. He's like maybe a year off from us. So he's like
24.
He is?
Travis Scott? Yeah,
I thought he was at least 20, 28 or something.
Nah, he's like I only think he's 24. He's young.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know. I heard one track, and I heard one track waiting for him to spit, and I heard a guitar, but that was him. I was like, oh. His voice was just so distorted. I thought it was the guitar.
Can you Google it, Walter, real quick?
I don't know what song. Wait, his age or the song?
Yeah, his age. I think he's like 22 or something like that.
I don't know how old. But yeah, man, it's he's not bad. He's 24. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know, but.
Oh, hey guys, what about
some of those rappers that come out, they're like 17, 18. So technically, he's older, much older than the little guys. You know what I'm saying? The little guys.
Yeah. Like Yachty's like 19.
Exactly. Oh yeah. One more last shout out is Mac Miller's The Fine Feminine, which was dope to me. It was more R&B centered in terms of the production. Right. But he was so rhyming on it. He had CeeLo, he had Innocent Fact, he had Bilal. It was definitely more for made like Drew said, for the females. This actually was made for it. There's an amazing track with him and CeeLo called We, which is great. Because Mac Miller, and I always listen to it all the time. When I thought of Mac Miller at the beginning, I thought some kind of annoying, suburban hipster kid,
Donald Trump.
Just trying to, he maybe eat his boogers and he goes to skateboarding into things. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought about.
But he heard Illmatic and someone to rap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's some nerdy kid. But when I actually sat down and listened to his project, oh, this guy's really spitting. And so he really, really impressed me with this. It's like a grown man. I'm in love. I'm not afraid to say I'm in love. But he's spitting crazy. So it's a song with him and CeeLo called We, which is phenomenal. CeeLo's doing the hook. It's super smooth. You can play in the car with your girl. So I really, really liked it. I don't think it's going to get any major awards. So much for they're taking over hip hop argument. You know what I'm saying? Because none of them are in the Grammys for rap albums. Or had major albums this year. Shout out to Macklemore, whose album came out and completely skipped over it. Yeah, that's why I kept telling people. I kept saying it like the people control it. It's not some kind. If that was the case, Macklemore's album would have been the #1 albums this year, and it wasn't. It actually was the lowest selling album of the year. There was no major singles on it. It didn't get any awards. They stopped promotion on it because it sold so less. So people really got to get over that. When albums don't connect, they just don't connect. Whether you're black, white, yellow, green, and that happened this year. The two biggest albums this year are Drake and J. Cole. He did 500K the first week. So we got to get off of the whole agenda because that wasn't apparent this year. It just wasn't. Mac Miller's album was dope, and even that didn't really get a lot of commercial acclaim. So yeah. All right, so that's it. So any last words as we wrap up the shout-outs? Any last shout-outs?
No. Once again, just thank you for the year. We'll be back. I don't even know what the first episode of 2017 is, but we'll figure it out. Doing major stuff, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for a really dope year, and have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year. Absolutely.
Drew, any last words, man?
I mean, it's been a great year, watching this build, and hopefully 2017 it goes even further. Appreciate all the likes, the clicks, the comments.
Yeah, man.
Good, bad, whatever. It's all good. I mean, it's open forum. People are gonna, have a lot of feelings about the music. We all do. We all love it, and it's fun. So you can find me on Twitter. Brix is King. BRIXX is King. And you can hear me talk about the 49ers. And Because they hurt my heart every Sunday. You know, I love them.
Play the Divine Feminine.
You're a Falcon. You got that Falcon thing on.
And for all you aspiring rappers that want to get on the show next year, email your music to Bricks is King and he'll filter it for us.
Yo,
Please.
he's the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
The gatekeeper.
Stop sending it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Save my man.
Send it to
man,
me, man. Good gracious. I get like in my inbox every day. Good gracious, man.
Hey, Walt, man, I want a deal, son.
I'm like, listen, I kid you not. I post the announcement of me and my wife having our first child.
Oh man,
yeah. And I kid you not. And somebody inboxed me like, "Oh yeah, congrats on the seed." But by the way, my man raps. You know, I'm like, I'm too busy counting likes. Okay, to check out your man. I'm giving it a buck.
seed, but yo, son, I rap.
I'm too busy counting likes, man. To check out I'm announcing something phenomenal in my life. You can wait until the next day, you know what I mean? I'm sure your man is nice. I'm sure he's nice. But speaking of Drew,
good person.
Yeah, even what Drew said, it probably didn't mean no harm, you know, it did happen. But even what Drew said, even if you don't agree with us, hopefully if you don't have to heard some of these albums, you may want to check them out. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't always expect everybody to hear everything. It's just it's too many albums for that. So hopefully maybe we put you on to some stuff that maybe you haven't heard, you may like it or no, but hopefully, maybe you heard something tonight that you haven't been hip to, you know what I mean? So whatever. Chris, man, last words, man.
Yeah, man, just really looking forward to 2017 and all the protest music people are gonna make against Trump. That's my main thing I'm looking forward to. I think the one silver lining in this, I think we're about to get some great rap music in 2017.
Yeah.
We better. We better. Yo, Chris, you know what's
Killer
funny?
Season 2.
Oh, here we go.
Yes. Please. I need that.
But Chris, you know what's funny? If Common would have released this album now,
oh man, the timing.
Post-election, it would have felt more genuine.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need something in the moment, man. I need Common to go back to the essence of it all.
He turned God body and everything on that album.
So
He really did.
Even Tribe had a song called The Donald on their album. You know what I'm saying? They saw ahead. You know what I'm saying? As always.
Always, man.
Talib, any last words, my brother?
Nah, man. Just Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. To those that don't celebrate, but the same old thing. Rap Nerd League at Twitter, Instagram, Rap Nerd League, and now rapnerdleague.com. That's it.
Plug it, man. Plug it. We need more of those black businesses, man. We gotta support each other. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We all we got. Nelly, the GOAT. He keep coming up, man.
He's the GOAT.
I think he still needs like 400,000 more streams.
We saw that.
The head of that situation.
I'm working on it, man. I streamed him twice last night, man.
That will require you to play Hot in Here at least 10,000 more times.
Repeat track.
Until it's sack season. Play 10,000 times a day.
No, right now, I got repeat button.
Until taxes are due, and hopefully he'll
get you grabbing my ringtone.
No, ringtones don't count. It has to be
Hey.
No, and that tether streams. It has to be on-demand stream. We have to click it each time. Click it. Search and click each time. 10,000 times a day.
Number one, man.
It can be done, people. It can be done.
Hey, I don't know. Number one.
Luda, and Ja Rule should go on tour.
No! Listen, you're joking. I would go to that. You're joking. You're the worst boy. I would actually attend.
Oh my God.
To do what?
Oh my God.
have a good time.
What's your face up to see? What is?
Oh my God!
What's your fantasy clap?
Number one.
Yo, what's the
Tim McGraw joint?
Add Ashanti, man. You have a great show. You have a great show. Y'all hate it. I would go. Shout out to y'all. Lindsay, any last words, Lindsay? Any shout outs? What's up, man?
Follow me on Twitter, man. Slizzy703. Follow me on Instagram, Slizzy on J. Tune in every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm trying to tell you on Visa Up Radio, blogtalkradio.com/Visa Up Radio.
V's up, man. Loving that. Oh, yeah. Shout out to, of course, the shirt, Coast to Coast. Shout out to Brandon Graham that's in the group, man.
Oh, yeah.
Coast to Coast shirts. He makes some dope hats. I was rocking some hats earlier to Coastin. He made me this fire shirt at the Brooklyn, all that stuff, the Young OG, all that stuff, all the hip-hop stuff, man. Shout out to him, man. He's in the group. Brandon with the IBRANDIN. So shout out to him, man, and appreciate what he's doing, man. Represent for hip hop and merch, you know. Shout out.
And speaking of hats and merchandise, shout out to Donita. We held you down tonight. You know what I'm saying, sis? We got you.
Donita, I'm switching vendors, okay? I'm switching vendors. The two ladies in North Korea, they not finishing the hats fast enough.
Oh man.
Yeah, the shipping cost is crazy. Talking about $800 a hat. They talking about some crazy stuff. So I'm gonna do the vendor on 42nd Street, man. I got us. It won't be this, but it'll be close. It'll be close, all right? It'll have colors. We'll have colors. So shout out to you guys. This will be the last episode of all the panelists. I did decide last minute that next Saturday I'm gonna do a special episode. It will be me just going through the top 40 songs of the year. And as a treat to you guys, I've made a Spotify public playlist. Even if you don't have Spotify, you have like Apple Music, whatever.
I just got Spotify, yes.
Yeah, Google Play, whatever, you know, Trap Phone, whatever. Trap app, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to actually go through all the songs and then release the playlist. You can kind of copy it or whatever, how you want to do it. And I'll kind of tell you guys why. I'll do like an end of the year Q&A for that. It'll be pretty much Christmas Eve. Because Christmas we'll all be with our family. So if you want something to check out when your family's talking crazy, right, you're eating, you'll have that to listen to and a playlist. So it's a double gift.
Right.
Black Beatles #1. Let's go.
Black Beatles is on the playlist. Black Beatles is on the playlist for sure. Of course it would be. Of course it would be. So again, if you want to, thank you guys so much for everything. All of the co-hosts that come on, all the opinions, I love it. This is actually one of the few things I do each week that I don't profit off of. It's just really cool just to talk about music, man, in a great form. So allegedly, right? Hey, when they click, there's no ads that pop up. So I don't know how I'm getting it.
Until Revolt cut that check one day.
Hey, listen, 2017. I'm gonna figure out a way to merge Live the Biz and BMOC. I'm gonna merge something next year. Trust me, something's gonna happen. Again, shout out to you guys again. Keep subscribers up. So please subscribe at youtube.com/BMOCTV. If you want to join the group, facebook.com/groups/BMOCTV. And any updates, you go to facebook.com/BMOCTV. I have some interns coming. It's gonna help me out with that, man. So we'll get things popping, man. So support all the brothers up here, all the sisters that's come on the show. If you have a brand or whatever, feel free to put it in the comments. Leave your comments, and that's it, man. Check out these albums, man. Honestly, check out these albums if you have a long break ahead, or sometimes it may be long for some of y'all, Pauls. But check out some of these albums, man. And holla at me, all right? So I'm BMOC. It's been a pleasure. See you guys next Saturday. Peace.